Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Leslie here. So I want to do a real quick video about. I saw something that someone said, "Oh, why are billionaires trying to like hoard all the money? Are they trying to take the money and go to hell?" So I thought that'd be an interesting video. So I wanted to do a quick video on that. So what I wanted to say is, if when you understand like my stories, if you don't understand, you would understand that we're basically part of the fall, right? The story of the Christianity story, right? So we have the beginning, there's Adam and Eve. Eve was the subconscious, right? And then Adam was the conscious. And we understand this because thoughts create reality. So when thoughts create reality, that means the first manifestation of the physical would be in the thought. So thoughts come from your consciousness. And if you understand thoughts create reality, then you would understand the dynamics of how thoughts are very important to understand how this world works. So you understand it's interesting that Christianity doesn't tell you this because they want you to basically focus on the third dimension. The third dimension is more focused on the materialistic. So in essence, you can either manifest your reality on the physical third dimension world, or you can manifest your reality on the internal world. The way you want to manifest is on the internal world because that's where everything originates. Remember, everything starts from the thought. It goes from the thought and then it trickles down, and then it comes down to the physical. So the reason why the Christianity or the powers that be did not want you to understand thoughts create reality is because they're actually utilizing your emotions. And they're utilizing your emotions because they understand that if they can have you focus only on the third dimension, which is the external world, right? Outside, not in here. Because remember, if thoughts create reality, that means we have the power that's within us, that's in the center of our universe. So they don't want you to create thoughts reality because then that means you have a lot of potential and power. So in essence, what they try to do is they try to make you focus on the external universe, which is outside, because that's by that time you're reacting to their manifestation instead of controlling it from the innerverse. What you really want to do is you want to stop the manifestations from the outverse, from the conception, because you're conception it in your mind. So to manifest anything in the physical, so like let's just say war or anything of that way, or a genocide, you have to control it in your mind. So the way you're going to control your mind is you're going to have to pray. And I know that sounds crazy, but if thoughts create reality, that means prayers do have a lot of power. So instead of going out in the outside and fighting them in the physical, it makes sense to go in your mind and pray for peace, love, sovereignty. And here are the things that I think will work for genocide and war is pray for sovereignty, pray for peace, and pray for unity. So when you understand that, you realize that the powers that be really are focusing on your reaction in the physical. Because if you let's just say if they do something crazy in the physical and you react emotionally, that is a legitimate reaction. But if you act emotionally, you're manifesting down here. So if you manifest to something in a negative way, like, oh, I hate you guys, blah blah blah, you're going to manifest chaos. So if you think of it more like this, like there's order and chaos. The upper world with the God and all that stuff is all about order. So order is about law and order, right? So they hijack but that's really from the upper world, law and order. In reality, they're all about chaos. So it's really about chaos versus order. So why they're about chaos? Because if they can create chaos, they can create chaos in your mind. But if you just pray in here and put structure and order your consciousness, then they won't have control over your manifestations. So in essence, it seems like there's like the upper world versus the lower world, and then there's people in between who are basically in the lower world, which is down here. And so what happens, they can disconnect the lower self, which is connected to the four elements in the third dimension, by having you manifest chaos. So if you're manifesting off chaos, your higher self cannot be resurrected in chaos. So they can only be resurrected in order. So that's why they create a lot of emotional chaos, because they want you emotionally manifesting on their realm. So the real power is to come inside, come into your sovereignty, come into your center, and actually pray. I know it sounds crazy, but if thoughts create reality, that means prayers would have more power than actually something on the physical. So go back into your sovereignty, understand that thoughts create reality, take ownership of your manifestation skills, and do not let anyone manipulate you through emotional manipulation on the physical. Own your manifestations, because they are actually hijacking your emotional manifestations and therefore creating chaos through your shadow. And therefore, owning your shadow, clearing your shadow, and manifesting with clarity would be great for peace. So that's my video. Hope you like it. See you in the next. Peace.